It's Saturday. We're doing a lot of house stuff today. Hard to believe that in a month we will be out of this place that we've been renting and into our very own money pit of a house. But today is the absolute first step in the crazy major purchases. We're gonna spend a very good portion of today at IKEA. It's a good day for it, at least. Essentially, that's the kitchen we're buying. Obviously, it's not going to be that exact kitchen, but the colors and everything are the same. I have a feeling we're probably going to be here for a little while. We forgot some papers. I only brought my iPhone. We'll reconvene when I get back to the house. Bringing up the family competition of the duathlon kind of got me thinking again about my time trial bike. I haven't really looked at it since the last time trial that I've done, and January 1st, when I started trying to vlog every day or close to every day when I did the My Bikes for 2017 video. I have a feeling Angela's gonna be super mad at me for pulling another bike out of like deep storage, but it kind of needs to be out for this. Now, if this isn't a bike that you're super familiar with, or like it seems foreign to you, and you just kind of didn't know I had it, that's fair. I don't talk about it all that much. It doesn't show up very much, but that's no reason to not tell you what this bike is or how it came to be. This thing started out life as a aluminum climbing light style road bike frame set. I actually had it built up as a road bike for a really long time. I really enjoyed riding this bike, but ever since I got my carbon felt F5, I found myself riding this less and less, and sort of leaving it to be the bike that I would take to Wolfville, Roubaix, because I felt like taking a carbon bike there was too fragile. I've since learned that that's not the case, and you can do whatever you want with a bike like that, especially if you're just going to ride over like somewhat beat up dirt roads. So this kind of became the candidate for a dedicated TT bike. I wanted to get rid of the drop bars on it and stop bolting on temporary clip-on aero bars, and I wanted to come up with something that would be a little bit more permanent. In the end, I kind of do love the way this bike rides and fits, but I can't for the life of me get over how just incredibly dorky it looks. It almost kind of hurts my brain how much you can tell that it is a conversion. Depending on how your memory is, this is a super simple setup. One shifter. This is an 11-speed shifter, but it is a 10-speed bike with a 50-tooth chainring and a 1125 cassette. Plenty for all of the time trials that I do around here. Now, for the longest time, I've really enjoyed racing on this bike. I've had some really, really good time trial events on it. It never really is a problem. It doesn't hold me back. I like the fit of it. I can ride nice and fast on it. It's pretty well perfect for what I need to do with it. But, as you all know, I kind of have a bit of a problem with this world of bicycle vanity. And I don't have any parts to put on this right now, but really all I want to do with this video is talk to the camera about this bike again, because it's getting to be duathlon and time trial season, and just kind of run through what my ideas on what I want to do with it is. Essentially, I think the biggest problem area on why this bike looks as dorky as it does is obviously the fact that it is a conversion, but really it's just all the cheapness that I went with in the base bar and aero extension area. I don't like the way a very flat base bar looks, especially when the stem is up as high as it is. Also, this traditional road style stem steer tube thing, it makes everything a lot higher than what most other TT bikes are like. And I kind of want to address this area the most because I think it will really transform the look. So in my internet lurking of trying to find a somewhat affordable and decent, without going to Chinese parts, lower base bar and better aesthetically pleasing aero extensions, I kind of came across these FSA Vision drop base bars that I think would bring the base bar and brake lever way down to here, along with these Profile Design aero extensions, which are a little more straight but have a slight curve up. I'd really, really like to get away from an aero bar extension that has such an aggressive curve up. I think it looks bad, but at the same time, I need to figure out a way to be able to keep my wrist from doing too much of this, because that, over a fair amount of time, starts to kill. This has been really, really good to me. And I think that those Profile Design bars are probably going to be the best for achieving that. The motivation for wanting to do this is purely from this wheelier. The biggest reason I want to do all of this is really because it comes down to wanting to like the way that this TT bike looks better, so that I feel more excited about going out and riding it and getting even better at time trial situations. It's kind of my favorite way to ride, but I don't have something that gets me excited about doing it. The only time that I ever ride that bike is in competition, and I'd like to have more excuses or more excitement to actually go ride it a little more often. Now, I know that I've already told you about the new tubulars, but let me fill you in. I went out of my way to get the biggest training size tubulars that I could that would fit in both of these frame sets. The 26s that I had from Specialized, they were too big and they rubbed. So they weren't really usable. They're also very fragile, and when I got the flat last year, that was why. So this year, I went with the Vittoria Rallies in a size 23, which are looking like they're probably closer to a 24, maybe a 25 on a good day, and I'll be sure to try these out at Wolfville-Roubaix this year to ensure that they're not too fragile that they get a flat. Right now on the carbon tubulars, I have a set of Continental Giros. They're 22 millimeters wide. They're just narrower than I prefer, so I'll put those on a different set of wheels. So that's my game plan, is fancy carbon wheels, these Vittoria Rallies on that bike, with hopefully some different aero bar, base bar, stem combos. Just want that bike to look slightly cooler. Problem is, Angela and I just spent $8,000 on a brand new kitchen, so I don't know how I'm going to pay for it all.